Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a Q&A. I know that you guys have had lots of questions for me lately because I've been getting a lot of questions on all of my videos recently. Also, sorry if you hear the crickets in the background. I can't help it. What can be done? Thank you guys so much for all of the questions I did put out to you guys on my community section on my YouTube page. If you guys had any questions for me, and I got a lot of questions, so I'm going to be answering them all here for you. I saw that several people asked me about my bird cage, which I will be talking about, but I do want to say really quickly that I am sorry the birdcage video is taking so long. However, we did run into some complications, so it's been quite the process, but it is basically done now. I think there's only like one more thing that needs to be done, but I am going to be filming the birdcage video probably within the next couple days. So thank you guys so much for being so patient. That video is coming very, very soon, and I'm very excited about it. If you guys enjoy this Q&A, feel free to subscribe down below. Okay, let's jump into the questions. So the first question that I see on here is from Pug Pibble Hedgie, and she says, do you have any plans for the spare 40-gallon tank? That is this tank right here sitting next to me. No, I don't have any plans yet. I honestly don't know what to do with it. I know that it's big enough for quite an array of species that I could possibly put in there, but I don't really know if I'm looking for another animal right at this very moment other than my bird. I really want a bird, but obviously that has nothing to do with this tank. Right now it's just empty. I need to take it outside and like clean it off with a hose pipe and stuff and just sanitize it and everything and basically just get it back to new. I have a few ideas of what I kind of think I might want to do with it. It will probably definitely happen this year, but as of right now, I have no idea what I should do with it. What do you guys think I should do with it? Let me know in the comments down below. Savannah W asks, are there any other rodents you would want to own? And do you speak any other languages? Not at the moment. There's no other rodents that I can think of that I really want. Honestly, I just really want a bird. That's pretty much all I've been thinking about. There are a couple of other animals that I may want down the line, but honestly, this year I am focusing a lot on spending time with the animals that I have. I really want to upgrade more enclosures, which we're going to talk about later. I think I saw a question about that. I really want to just spend a lot of time with the animals I currently have, better their lives and their enclosures and things like that. So that's my main focus for this year, pretty much. However, I do have this empty tank, so I may be doing something with that. And then also I really want a bird. So that's pretty much the only thing that I've been thinking about recently, but never say never. And do I speak any other languages? Yes. The only other language I really speak is Romani or Gypsy, which is very uncommon. Most people don't speak Gypsy or anything, but I have a long line of Gypsy or Romani people in my heritage. So my great-grandmother taught it to my grandmother, and my grandmother taught it to my mom. And so my whole family on my mother's side, we all speak Gypsy to each other. So now I'm sure you guys are curious what Gypsy sounds like. So just to give you guys an example, like if I were at a family function and all of my aunts and cousins would be like in a room together, typically my aunt, who speaks the best of it out of all of us, I would say, if there was a little boy doing something, she would be like, mush over a kai, and we would just know what she was saying. Or she would be like, diddy kai looking mush. And so we would know what she was saying. It just basically meant like, look at the boy over there, or he's doing something naughty. You know what I mean? Like kind of like that. Obviously it has really loose translations, but we in the family always knew what each other were saying. Or like my mom would speak it to my aunt a lot when I was little, and I remember I always wanted to know what they were talking about. And luckily my mom taught me the older I got, so now they can't whisper around me. But yes, I would say Gypsy or Romani is really the only other language that I speak, and I'm not fluent or anything, but that's pretty much it. It's more of just something we do in our family. Do you have an update on your ghost bird? Also love your videos. Thank you, Amelia's World. The only update on my ghost bird is that my cage is done and I am still looking for a bird. However, I am going to be honest with you guys and just tell you I've slowed down my search. While I am still on Craigslist and Facebook every single day, just kind of browsing, I have slowed down because I'm going to Florida next month. So I kind of don't want to get a bird before I go now. Obviously, you guys know I've been looking for a bird for months now. I kind of want to wait to get one or start seriously looking again after I get back, because I don't want to get a bird in the next couple weeks and then leave for a vacation like 3 weeks after I get it, especially whenever I'm working on training and stuff with the bird or whatever I decide to do, or bonding with it. I kind of don't want to go on a vacation for a week. So even though my sister is going to be here staying at my house and taking care of all my animals while I'm gone, it would be like really bad if I got a bird and then left it for a week and then it bonded with her or something. I don't know, but you never know what could happen. So I'm still looking, but I will be more seriously looking after May. What is the next animal you plan to own? It would probably be a bird. Thank you, Ingrid. Krista Duke asks, is it expensive having so many pets? I would say, yeah, it's expensive, but a lot of the expense is me just going further for them. Like, to take care of, say, Moo or Koa or Lemon, it isn't exactly expensive on the day-to-day or even weekly. Their foods are all pretty inexpensive, and their maintenance is pretty low-key depending on, obviously, how often I clean their tanks and things. But I would say the expensive parts of my ownership is the upgrading. For instance, Koa's tank was $300, so that obviously is out of pocket. Obviously, all the substrate is really expensive, and then that kind of thing, that does really add up. But those are all extra things that I'm doing. And then, of course, if I'm buying extra treats for Moo, or if I'm buying extra toys and tunnels and things like that, that stuff does add up. So yes, it's expensive, but I'm sure people who don't take care of their animals or give them the best care, they would probably say that they're not expensive at all. So I think it just depends on who you ask. For me personally, I do spend a lot of money on my animals, but that's because I invest in them and I love them and I want to give them the best. So I'm constantly buying new treats and toys and enclosures and changing out their substrate regularly and things like that, you know? So yeah, it does add up. Also, my cats and my dogs are very expensive because I have them on a really good quality food, and I do have 4 cats. So they go through a ton of cat food and a ton of litter. And I think that that equals out to be about $50 a week, which is really expensive. But of course I love them and I take care of them. So a more expensive canned food is worth it to me than feeding them like a cheap bag of Dollar General hard food or something, you know, obviously. So I would say if you invest in your animals and you care about your animals, then yeah, they should be expensive. And then if you find someone who isn't taking care of their animals, then they'll probably say they're really cheap, you know what I mean? So I definitely think it depends on who you ask and how their care is and stuff. That's very dependent. Thank you for the question. Are you considering to get another hamster? Mad's Cute Critters. No, I'm not planning on getting another one anytime soon. Obviously, I still have Moo and I'm very happy with her. I do spend a lot of time with Moo, and like I said, I don't have any plans to get any more little rodents, so I probably won't get another hamster. If Moo did pass away, I have no idea what I would do. I know I would be heartbroken, but I would say never, but I don't have any plans right now. Hannah Goslin asks, how do you deal with an aggressive animal? In my case, it would be an aggressive hamster. So honestly, I don't have a lot of experience with a really aggressive hamster. Moo, I got really lucky with. She's extremely sweet. As you guys know, I can handle her and do just about anything with her, but that really started out from when I got her. She did have that rash, so I was constantly holding her every day from the day that I got her, giving her medicine and applying medicine and things. She and I had a bond very early on, and I think she trusts me, which is a really big thing. You have to understand, hamsters view you as a predator. You're huge and you're not their same species, so they're obviously going to be scared of everything. So it does take a lot of trust building, but you can work on that. You can do couch time and tub time and things like that. Obviously, there is always hamsters out there that may never come around. They may never be trusting. But from what I've seen, more hamsters trust than not. So I think that it is possible for you to build that bond. But also, you do need to respect the boundaries. If your hamster doesn't want to be touched or anything, that is something that you kind of have to accept that could happen if you get a hamster. But good luck with your hamster. I do hope that you are able to build that trust, and hopefully it won't be so aggressive in the future. Pet Lover 2017 says, how old is Lemon now? Lemon should be a year old. I got her in October, and I think they said she was about 5 months old when I got her. She was very well started. So I would say she's probably about a year old, but I am like 99% sure she's a male because I do think she's full grown. She hasn't grown in a few months, and yes, she's really fat, but she's nowhere near as big as females can get. I think Lemon is about this big, and females can typically get like this big. So I'm pretty sure Lemon is a boy, but she's about a year old. Also, I still call her a she. Blue18155 does ask about the bird cage, also tips on starting a YouTube channel and thoughts on Happy Tales. So I already addressed the bird stuff. Tips on starting a YouTube channel. I would say if you want to start a YouTube channel, pick a category that you're very knowledgeable in. Make sure that you're well versed in whatever it is you're wanting to talk about. Obviously, do something that makes you happy. Don't go with trends and things like that, because if you do, there is a good chance that you won't be able to have longevity on your channel. So if you're wanting to start a channel, make sure that you have a passion for it. Make sure it's, you know, something that you're very knowledgeable on, and that's something that makes you happy. That way you can go the distance, because YouTube is seriously hard work. I will say that I spend more time on YouTube and my animals than anything else in my life. I'm very dedicated to it. I'm very invested. I hope that that comes across in my channel, but either way, I do work very hard on my channel, and it does take a lot of time and energy. And my thoughts on Happy Tails, this is the first time I've ever gotten asked about Happy Tails. I honestly don't really have much to say about her, other than I personally don't watch her, but I have heard of her. I do know who she is, and I do know that we do have a lot of the same viewership, and some of our viewers overlap. I would just say that she and I have very different styles of taking care of animals. Obviously, we have very different channels and that sort of thing. I guess I really don't have anything else to add, other than we're just very different, and she does her thing and I do mine. How did you meet your husband? So I met my husband 10 years ago. I know that probably sounds like a really long time, but I feel like it's flown by because we've just been having fun. But basically, my cousin introduced us. Her husband worked with Patrick at his old job. My cousin met Patrick at a Halloween party, and when she met him, she just immediately thought he would be perfect for me. So she introduced us, and the rest is history. Will you do a turtle care guide soon? I do have a whole playlist full of turtle videos. I could probably do a video just dedicated to turtle care. I will add that to the list. Thank you for the question. What is your favorite thing about having animals? Asks It's Just Me. Thank you for the question, and I would say my favorite thing about having animals is always having them around. If I'm sad or if I'm having a bad day or anything like that, they're always there, and for the most part, they're always happy. Ko is always grumpy, but it's fine. But for the most part, they're always there. I love holding Moo. Immediately, I'm cheered up. If I'm ever having a bad day, Moo cheers me up immediately. As soon as I see her, I get high-pitched and happy, no matter what. Same with Milo and my cats. Icy is always begging for attention, especially if I'm like in bed or sick. She's always right there, head-butting me in the face. Milo and Dixie, they're always happy. They just immediately put me in a good mood, and I think that's probably my favorite part about having them. I could not imagine my life without animals, even if it was just a dog or a cat. I just couldn't imagine an existence where I didn't have animals. Okay, I got a lot of questions, but I think I only have time for one more, so I will answer one more, and all the ones that I didn't get to, I'm really sorry. I will do another Q&A very soon, I promise. And Totodile Craft 123 asks, what is your favorite species of tortoise? So I have lots of different species of tortoise that I absolutely love. Thank you so much for asking. I feel like I could talk about them all day. I definitely want a tortoise one day. I know you didn't ask that, but my goal in life is to have a tortoise. I know I have Koa, but he's a turtle. He's not a tortoise. And before I got him, I actually was researching getting a tortoise because I just love them so much. I would say that all of the Testudo species are probably my favorite, specifically the Testudo hermani, which their subspecies are the eastern and the western. I love western Hermann's tortoises. I know they are the smaller of the two subspecies. There's also the eastern subspecies, which is a lot more common. The western Hermann's is the smaller of the two species, so I would definitely say that's my favorite in general because the colors are so much brighter and they are a few inches smaller as adults. I've never actually seen a western Hermann's in person before. I'll put a picture on the screen for you, but I have held and played with a baby eastern Hermann's. I have videos and clips of that I'll include for you somewhere on the screen. I think they are so adorable. I am definitely a lover of all Hermann's tortoises. It's really hard to choose just one type, obviously, because I do love the easterns and the westerns. The Hermann's tortoises are my favorite, but then I also really love Russian tortoises. Sadly, the majority of them are wild caught, but I do love Russian tortoises. They don't get very big either. And then, of course, the Egyptian tortoises, I absolutely love. If I could ever have one, I would get one in a heartbeat. I know that Garden State Tortoise is doing wonderful things with that species, so if he was ever selling them, who knows, I may buy one day. I would love to have one. You typically will never see them for adoption or rescue. It's just unheard of because they are on the rare side. But there are tons of tortoises that I love. I could talk all day about the different species and subspecies of tortoises because they are my favorite animal. So, all right guys, that is it for this Q&A. I'm so sorry I couldn't get to all of the questions. There were so many, but I tried to answer as many as I could. I will do another Q&A at a later time. If you guys want to see another Q&A, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. It seriously means so much to me. I've been putting a ton of effort into my channel lately, and I hope that you guys are enjoying it. It really makes me happy to see you guys enjoying the videos and asking me about the animals. I love when you guys are involved. It just makes me so happy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Be kind. Bye.